Rolex vi presenta Musica.
La messa in scena di un'opera è una sfida enorme. Le persone coinvolte nella produzione sono centinaia.
I think what makes a great opera, obviously, is a great story.
And then you have to have a composer who knows how to use music in order to tell a story.
We created this production pretty much around the idea of a boxing ring.
I think that there's over like 400 costumes.
Come vengono create la musica e la storia di un'opera contemporanea? Siamo andati dietro le quinte del Metropolitan di New York per scoprire i segreti dietro la messa in scena di Champion, una delle opere più attese dell'anno. Al centro di ogni opera avvincente c'è una grande storia. Questa è la storia vera e dolorosa di uno dei più grandi pugili di tutti i tempi, arrivato a New York dalle Isole Vergini nel 1950. Negli anni 60 Emile Griffith conquistò il titolo mondiale nei pesi welter e medi. Nel 62, prima di un incontro al Madison Square Garden di New York, il pugile cubano Paret gli rivolse degli insulti omofobi. I due si erano già affrontati 2 volte in precedenza. Durante il terzo incontro si consuma una delle prime tragedie della box in diretta televisiva. Paret finisce KO sotto i colpi di Griffith e il giorno dopo entra in coma. Morirà 10 giorni dopo. Griffith, che nel 2005 rivelò di essere bisessuale, fu perseguitato dal senso di colpa per il resto della sua vita. Champion si ispira alla sua storia.
The line that really gets me is like, you know, I killed the man and the world forgave me, but yet I love the man and the world wants to kill me. It's something that makes the whole story unfortunate in a way. Well, at the core of this story, to me, it's about 2 things. It's about redemption and forgiveness. And the forgiveness part is forgiving yourself.
Il trombettista jazz Terence Blanchard, vincitore di 6 Grammy Award, è una delle grandi voci della musica americana contemporanea. Tra le sue opere per il cinema ci sono anche le colonne sonore di molti dei film di Spike Lee.
In this piece, you're going to hear a lot of different things. You know, we call it an opera in jazz because, you know, I'm using a lot of jazz elements. But we have calypso, we have sambas, you know, we have even some street beats, if you want to call it that. If I'm going to be a contemporary composer, then all of this is possible DNA for a composition. All of it, everything in our cultures, from all around the world.
L'opera mostra diverse fasi della vita di Griffith attraverso dei flashback. Una vera sfida per il team creativo. Regista e scenografo devono definire l'aspetto del mondo che vogliono creare.
I think the thing that I find these days with new operas and composers who want to do opera, they're more influenced by film than they are by theater. So it's very rare to do a new opera that doesn't have 20 scenes at least.
Nella fase preparatoria vengono create riproduzioni in scala ridotta dei vari set. Questo aiuterà il progettista a prendere decisioni importanti sul palco e sulle luci.
Honestly, the easiest part is figuring out what it's going to look like. With a thing like this, you've really got to start with the way it moves. Because the way a set moves can't be an encumbrance.
The This isn't the type of opera where we bring down the curtain and then take it out when the next scene happens. It just keeps going. So we have to work out all of those transitions very, very carefully.
Emile Griffith, is that you?
Wants to know.
It's me, Mommy.
Le scenografie vengono create qui. Il Met è dotato di un'enorme officina dove una squadra di artigiani si occupa di tutto, dalla carpenteria alla saldatura e alla pittura. A rubare l'occhio in questo caso è l'enorme sipario dipinto a mano.
Met's a big stage. We work big, we're versed in working big. You sort of need to have in mind that from a distance, color, value, texture, sheen, temperature, you need to crank all that up a certain amount.
Dare vita ai personaggi dal punto di vista visivo è compito del costumista. Il pluripremiato costumista Montana Levi Blanco ha iniziato il suo lavoro su Champion un anno prima dell'inizio delle prove.
This is the one we're looking at for the research of... What you see here is, I guess some would call like our war wall. I think that there's over like 400 costumes, and so it's really helpful for us with these scenes with many, many people. It's really helpful for us to see everybody as a collective. So what's really beautiful about Champion is that it's a memory piece, right? And so we are thrown back into these very visceral, real, alive memories throughout Emile's life. So one of the first is a carnival in the Virgin Islands in the late 40s. The second is a 1950s cabaret drag bar called Hagen's Hole. And the third really interesting space is kind of this male-dominated, masculine gym space. So I think that that's what's really special about Champion is that it's an amalgam of all these worlds that you might not normally have access to, and Champion allows us to present that on the stage in a really beautiful and engaging way. The research that we are working from. One of the really special things of about being at the Met is that they have relationships with kind of antique jeweler vendors, and so we're able to kind of use vintage stuff when in processes where you wouldn't probably normally be able to use vintage. So kind of like right now in the process, I think that we have our basic infrastructure, right? And then we gotta like put like the sprinkles and the frosting.
Alcuni ruoli richiedono grandi sacrifici.
Good morning. I'm Speedo. I've been training for the Mets champion for about a year. Come watch me train.
Il basso baritono Ryan Speedo Green, interprete del pugile, ha perso 40 kg per la sua parte. Con Champion il Met punta ad ampliare il suo repertorio e a raggiungere un nuovo pubblico.
when you're doing a modern work, a new work, there's so much that goes into even unprecedented territory of how you're going to present it. Like, I mean, even I think about today, you know, we have huge dance numbers in this piece, more so than probably any opera that the Met has done in a long time.
No way!
You know, my entire career up to this point has been about breaking preconceptions. You know, I come from a trailer park in Virginia, and the fact that I'm singing at one of the greatest opera houses in the world, it's a big deal. But now I think with this opera champion, I have the opportunity to break the preconceptions of opera goers, of opera fans, of what opera can be.
Ready, ready, ready.
Oh, ready, 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 ready. Ready for the fight and ready for anything. Ready, ready, ready.
This is not just an opera. I mean, there's so much involved. There's dance. I mean, there's a parade on stage, stilt walkers. I mean, it's amazing to look at, it's amazing to listen to, and it's even more amazing to feel these kinds of stories. I'm hoping that the audience will say, you know what? This is beyond our wildest dreams.
I'm very proud to be able to have people experience something that will open their eyes to this art form, which will allow them to do more investigation and have more experiences themselves.
Nel prossimo episodio di Musica seguiremo da vicino le prove fino alla serata della prima.
Musica vi è stato presentato da Rolex.